What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another video. This is a free training, really, just to give you an example and an idea of a funnel that we've been using within our agency for the last 4 years. It was the funnel that helped us hit our very first six-figure 100K month, our very first seven-figure year, and we have been able to retain our seven-figure year status for the last 3 years, coming out of 4 now, using this funnel. And we've also helped a ton of other agency owners implement this funnel into their businesses. I'm going to be giving it live to you today in this video. Some cool worksheets. I'm going to show you a live example of how we're using it even in our ad library right now, and how you can implement it yourself. So I'm super pumped to build a little bit more trust with you. We do this all day long. We help out agency owners in our community. We do group calls. We give out a ton of trainings that go beyond, obviously, leads. A lot of things in regards to systems, processes, packages, team structures, all that good juicy stuff. So I'd love to share with you, before we jump into today's training, some really cool wins that we've had with some of our existing members, just to build a little bit more trust with yourself. So we had Sarah, which is awesome. We saw that Sarah had her highest revenue month ever implementing this tactic that we're going to talk about today into her business. Simple paid media lead generation funnel. And it added roughly around 20 to 30K of MRR, bringing Sarah to her highest revenue month ever, and also the highest profit months that they've had all year, which was fantastic to see. We also help out other agency owners, not just in regards to lead generation, but in regards to their packages. You can see here, Amber, she was sitting around 10K, and then by simply changing the structure of the packages that we basically show and teach, from individualized services to productized services, we've been able to add an extra $10,000 without having to add any new clients or run any kind of ads. It's simply, there was just a couple quick wins in her business already, and that brought her from 10K to 20K months, which is amazing. Liam signed up 8 new clients, 15K in MRR, which is amazing, using this funnel, which was so super cool. We had Helena hit a record revenue month, 3 new clients, 12K in MRR, moved into a new office space as well. This is all screenshots from our school community over the last couple of months across some wins. We had Paul hit his biggest month ever in the agency, which is a huge win. Did things like double their biggest monthly retainer for their existing client, which is a massive win as well. We had Brianna added an extra $15,000 in MRR and personally got to take some days away from the agency, which is massive. Brianna runs an awesome agency, team of 8+ in our community. And this is our biggest win, I would say, for this last month, which was from Lucas. Just cracked his 100K month. And that was awesome. We've been working with Lucas for, I think over like 14, 15 months, and started off at around $13,000 a month. And for him to hit 100K, again, using this paid ad strategy that we're going to talk about today, that was Lucas's main thing, and he was able to absolutely nail it. So some really cool wins there. Myself, if you're not familiar with me, I run an agency. It's called Dunk. You can check us out on Instagram, dunk.agency. This is my super cool, awesome team. I've been running my agency for coming on to 6 years now. And like I said, we've been a 7-figure year agency. We've gone through all the trials and tribulations of trying to build that business. And we've had many wins, many losses or lessons. And I'm here today to try to bring you some value so that you can implement things or this exact lead gen funnel into your business so that you can start to see some growth like this too. Awesome stuff. Go check us out on Instagram if you want to follow us along. That's awesome. And if you want to check out any of our stuff as well, you can go check out the Agency Mentor. This is our website, and you can talk to us a little bit more about, how we maybe can help you implement more things than lead gen. Cool. Awesome. Down below, you'll be able to see a worksheet. First thing I want to talk to you today is about a funnel strategy. So paid advertising is the funnel strategy, the lead generation tool that we're going to be using today. Paid ads is something that, if used correctly, is probably what I've seen to be true, the most amazing way of generating leads and getting prospects to come to your agency without you having to reach out to them. So, I know a lot of people do cold email outreach or DMs or, cold calling. I've never been a massive advocate for that. I've always been more of an advocate of you generating good paid ads, creating a funnel, creating interest within your market, and getting the interested parties, your prospects, coming to you and booking in calls. So I want to talk to you today about a super easy funnel to set up and how to create your ads. So the funnel that I want to talk to you about today, and we're going to do a little bit of a cool iPad drawing session. The funnel requires 3 key landing pages, and then it requires 2 sales calls. So what we've got here is landing page 1, landing page 2, landing page 3. and this is call number 1, and this is call number 2. Awesome. This is a very basic, simple setup for your paid ads funnel. And the good thing about it is that simple scales and fancy fails. So I just want you to basically follow along with what I'm doing here. It's very simple, it's very easy, and you can implement it yourself. So what a lot of our members like to do, what we did in the past and what we do nowadays as well, is set up landing pages across any kind of software that you'd like to choose from. So ClickFunnels, Kajabi, Webflow, whatever you prefer to use, you can use it. On page 1, we call this our very simple landing page. And in our landing page, we have information that's surrounding our clients, the results that we've been able to achieve for those clients, a little bit about us and how they can take that next action step. The real big key thing here is, and I'll show you a live example of what this looks like just in a moment here, but the big thing is you really want to give them a call to action for them to take the next step and book in a call with you. Once they see that video, or sorry, that button on the landing page, simple call to action button, just up in the section page, it's going to take you to the next page. This next page is what we're going to call your scheduling page, okay? It's going to have a couple of questions that you need to know about the prospect. Not every question under the sun. You don't need to know the whole life story. You just need to know a couple of key things for us: name, email, phone number, website, monthly revenue, and maybe their biggest challenge. And then that's enough for us, and they can go in and they can actually schedule in a time into our calendars, okay? That's the main key thing. Once they've filled out this, then they need to be taken to the third page, which is what we're going to call our confirmation page to really reinforce their decision, okay? Again, I'm going to get into the ad side of things in a moment now as well, which is really the crucial part to making this entire funnel work. Cool. Once they confirm, they land on a page, that means that they have, at this stage, scheduled in a call. The call that they've scheduled in is call number 1. We have a 2-call sales process here. It's really key that you have that. Call number 1 is going to be our discovery call. Key thing with this is that this is, and this is really important, a 15-minute phone call. This is not a 45 to 60-minute call. Reason why we do this is because you don't know this person. You've been running ads to generate people to push them onto this landing page. They've booked in a call and you've never met them. The worst thing that you can ever have is somebody that books out 45 to 60 minutes in your calendar, and in the first 5 minutes you realize you can't work with this person. They were never the ideal prospect, and you probably had wished that you'd qualified them a little bit better. So that's what we have in our very first call process, a 15-minute discovery call. This discovery call is where you ask them just easy questions. The opening is, hey, is this Sally? Sally says yes. Awesome. My goal today is really simple. I'm going to ask you some short, easy questions to figure out 2 things. 1, whether you have problems that we can help you solve, and 2, whether you're the type of e-commerce business that we get the best results with. If that's the case, we'll talk about how at the end of the call. If not, I'll politely tell you throughout the call as well. Is that sweet with you? Sally goes, yes. Awesome, man. Tell me about your business. Why is this an important call for you now? What's missing? What's not working in the business right now? What have you tried so far to fix those things? And is this something that you want to tackle now? Is this something that you want to tackle later? Based on the answers that they give, you can either say, awesome, hey Sally, I think that we can really help you. The problems that you've listed out, we absolutely smash those things and we kind of tackle them all straight away. Alternatively, you can say, no, Sally, based on our conversation, it doesn't really seem like this is going to work out. Maybe that Sally said, she has all the, the things that, ideal prospects and signs that she could work with you, but maybe she said on the call, this is something that I might want to tackle in the next coming months. Cool. I'm not going to schedule in that second meeting, which I'm going to talk to you about now, because it's just going to be a waste of my time and hers. So we might as well just wait before we do something like that. Okay, so that's basically what happens in the first call. The second call is called our strategy call. Strategy call, we book when we're on the phone. We say, Sally, you're awesome. Let's book in a second call. Sally says, great. You say, cool. Are you free at 2:30 on Tuesday? She says, yes. Amazing. And you schedule it in that section there. Okay. Sally then shows up 2:30 on Tuesday, and then that's where you pitch them the call. Okay. So that's basically the 2-call process. Very surface level. We have trainings inside of our program that really go and give out scripts to that, but that's not really what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about how we're going to be able to generate you leads into your business. Cool. Awesome. So now that you guys understand the basic funnel strategy, the landing page, the scheduling page, the confirmation page, and the 2 sales call process, what's the big thing that's missing out of this entire funnel? Well, the big thing that's missing out of this entire funnel is our ads. Okay? I want you to think about over on the left side here, this is like a Ferris wheel. Okay? And in the Ferris wheel, you've got all of these little carriages with happy people, couples, and families in them. Okay? This is your ad creative Ferris wheel. Okay? And just as a Ferris wheel goes around and around and around, we need to do the same with your ad creatives. So, believe me when I say we get a ton of people coming to the program and they go, hey, Cormac, I've tried ads in the past and they haven't worked. I will tell you now that you are not the sole case where Facebook ads has unfortunately not worked for you. There are businesses every single day using paid advertising to scale their businesses to millions of dollars a month. It is a bit far-fetched for anybody to sit there and say, well, look, dude, it just didn't work for me, okay? More often than not, it's something that they did that didn't work for the Facebook ads, okay? And as you can now understand this entire funnel layout, you might be able to see where some of the hiccups can happen in your funnel, and that's why you might be saying, well, the paid ads didn't work, okay? So you could have issues with your paid ad side of things. You could have issues with your opt-in rates on your landing pages. You could have issues with people going from landing page to actually scheduling in a call. You could have issues reinforcing their decision once they do scheduling that call. You could have issues with your discovery call process. You might not be qualifying or validating the prospects well enough. And you could have issues with actually closing them as well, okay? Typically, where a lot of people do get stuck is around the ad creative strategy here. So what I want to do is I want to give you a couple of examples of ad creatives that we've used in the past that have really, really worked, and you can bring them into your business as well. So each of these kind of carriages, let's have a look at them as if they were representative of their own individual creative idea, okay? So when we were first building our agency, we were doing around 5 to 10K a month, and we launched an ad that brought us up to 30K in like 3 months' time. And this ad was a testimonial ad. We went out to one of our clients and we asked them for a video review of our services. She sat down in front of the camera. We got an awesome review from her because we got a really good results, which is key. And she made a video about our agency and she was like, oh, these guys are awesome. Really great service. They do this, this, and this. Highly recommend. We clipped it, put it in an ad, ran it to this whole landing page process here, and we signed on brands like BuyD Australia, Frankly My Dear, Jericho Australia, some really, really great and well-known e-commerce brands that we still work with today. So the testimonial ad is an absolute must. I would definitely recommend any of you guys that are working with clients right now, reach out to them, the ones that you've gotten great results for, and say, hey man, do you want to get on a Zoom call and we'll just record it? Do you want to get onto could you sit in front of a camera and record a video and just tell us and answer these questions so you can clip it and put it into an ad? That's a fantastic one. Awesome. Now, let's say that you're working with clients and they're not really comfortable getting in front of the camera. That's totally fine. A lot of them are going to be resistant to doing that. What you can do instead is instead of a case study ad, something that kind of packs the same or similar punch, testimonial ad is a case study ad. Okay? So the difference between testimonial and case study is that testimonial is your client sitting in front of the camera telling other people how good you are. A case study is you sitting in front of the camera telling other people about the client you worked with and the results that you got for them. Again, it's still using social proof. It's still validating the fact that you worked with another brand and you got them this result. It's really, really key. It's a fantastic strategy to use. Highly recommend with your creatives testing out either a testimonial or case study training. Cool. Now, once you put a huge amount of effort into making all of these ads, is it guaranteed to open the floodgates of new clients into your business? No. Okay? Unfortunately, you're going to put a lot of effort into these ads and they're probably not going to work. What? Cool, Mac, you're sitting here telling me that, I should be doing this, and if I'm going to do it, I'm expecting it to work. Yeah, it will work in around 6 months' time when you really nail it and you've cracked this awesome creative process and this angle with your messaging and it just really lands well. But your first swing at bat, you're not going to hit a home run. You're probably going to get struck out a fair few times before you finally actually hit the ball. I don't play baseball, but you finally hit the ball, and then all of a sudden you say, okay, cool, I like how I swung that time. Maybe I'll swing it similar the same time. I'll keep my eye on the ball this time. Oh, now I'm actually hitting it across the field. Oh, now it's going over the fence. All right, I'm going to continue to swing it that way. Awesome. So just like this Ferris wheel analogy that I'm kind of giving here, we want to ensure that this wheel continues to move so we can continue to test new creators, because our expectation is what? Our expectation is that these ads that we're putting all this effort into, they're not even going to work. Okay, so what are some other examples that we've used in the past? Another type of ad that we've used is an educational ad. So we've run ads in the past. Again, I'll show you what these look like in a moment. We've run ads in the past. We would just basically educate people about their business, right? So we would say, if you're an e-commerce store and 30% of your revenue isn't coming from your email marketing, you are leaving money on the table. Sweet, super educational. If you're not posting every single day, and this is kind of bleeding into another point, this is kind of similar, which is educational. Another example is a fear mongerer. Mongerer, I'm a horrible speller, but you get what I'm saying. You can say, if you're not posting every single day on your socials, you're losing your audience, right? And that's going to hook somebody in. That's going to get their attention. That's going to say, oh shit, I'm not posting every single day, or oh crap, I'm not, getting 30% of my revenue coming from my email marketing. Maybe this guy's going to tell me something that is of interest and of value, and maybe I should probably listen and see what else he has to say, maybe about booking in a call. Obviously, they're not going to say that themselves, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so a couple of other examples there. You've got case study, testimonial, educational ad. You've got the fear mongerer. You've got other things like, the offer ad. You've got other examples of like about you, so on and so forth. So the whole point here is that if I'm going to stand here and tell you guys that this process that we've kind of talked about here, I'll tell you this right now. Thousands of businesses are using this funnel. It's the funnel that I learned off of like Russell Brunson when I was really starting to crank up and scale my agency. It's super easy. It's super simple. Okay. What you really need to focus on and what you really need to crack in your business is this ad creative Ferris wheel. Okay. You need to make sure that you are testing and shipping enough creatives in your business in order for you to say, okay, cool, like this one landed really well, this one got absolutely no results, this one pushed people to the landing page, this one's really pushing people to the landing page but no one's booking in, oh cool, maybe we need to make a change to the landing page, okay? So we need to make as many changes as possible, and when you find that your ads over here aren't converting, that's totally fine, that's to be expected. Just ship new creatives until we find the one that works, and then we can push them into a funnel process that's actually gonna, nail it and really start to generate some leads for you. Okay, cool, so I've rambled on enough about the kind of structure. You get it. What does this look like live? Let's have a look at Dunk's ad library. So I highly recommend any of you guys jump onto our ad library, take a look at some of the cool ads that we're running, and you can see examples of testimonial ads.
If you're
testimonial ads such as this, using the green screen at the beginning, trying to test out a different hook, and then it goes into Frankly My Dear. We've got Sammy and Amber talking about our services and why they liked working with us. That's an example of a testimonial. You've got, I think we had another video here. About you, about us. It's just simple, quick, engaging video explaining to people a little bit about our agency. We spent $20 million in the last 12 months on ads, $80 million in trackable revenue, and we're the bee's knees. You guys should work with us, so on and so forth. So you can actually kind of see examples of the videos that we're working on right now and launching in our agency. This is calling out people directly. I think Mark says there, if you're a fashion label, let's have a listen to it.
Get this wrong.
If you're a fashion and jewelry brand and you want to send beautiful emails that actually convert your customers through email marketing, here at Dunk Agency, we work with over 15 e-commerce businesses every single month to help increase the email marketing.
Sweet. So you get that. That's essentially a couple of examples of what we're working with. If you click on that ad, where does it take you? Well, it takes you to this landing page, right? This first landing page where we give them a little bit of information about us and what we do. We help brands get more customers and unlock insane profits. Awesome. If we scroll down, you can see a couple more testimonials, other businesses and brands that we work with, more validation, social proof, we play to win, who we are for, who we aren't for, some more testimonials, and apply now. At any point, do we talk about our services, prices, the process and how we get it all done? No, it's just we work with these brands, look at the social proof, we're legit, we want to work with you. And if you're interested, you can click that call to action button, which is this little button here, taking them to the next page. Awesome. Next page. Let's ask them a couple of bits of information, okay? First name, last name, email, phone number, website address, monthly revenue, monthly marketing spend. How'd you hear about us and anything else we need to know about them? Maybe you only need to ask 3 questions. Maybe you might need to ask 5. Maybe you need to ask all of these questions. It's entirely up to you, okay? Once they fill this out, they get to schedule in at a time. And then on that last page, the confirmation page, basically send them to a landing page where it's a video of us saying, hey, awesome stuff, really great job. This is everything you need to prepare for our meeting and our call. Make sure you add it to your calendar. And then we give them a couple more free training resources as well to say thanks and to also show a little bit more value and show off our marketing brains as to how we basically help people overcome their main obstacles within their business, especially in the e-commerce space, because that's our niche. Cool. After they fill that out, then they go straight into that discovery call process. And then if they qualify for that, they go into the strategy call process there as well. That's essentially it, guys. That's essentially the funnel structure. Main takeaway with what you need to have set up is not all of these ads made. You know, obviously you need to have the basic structure here of the 3 landing pages and the 2 call sales process. But what's really important to also have set up is an ad creative process that allows you to ship new creatives frequently, okay? You're gonna find that when you launch your ads, that you're gonna figure out whether they work or not in the first, depending on your budget, week, okay? If you're spending $50 a day on ads and you're figuring out, okay, cool, these aren't working, you don't wanna have another 2, 3, or 4 weeks go by where you're spending $50 a day on ads. And you don't want to pause the ads either, because that's just always a start-stop process and it kills your progression entirely. So what's really important is that you set yourself up with a process that when you find out if in the first 7 days the ads you launch aren't working, you're able to quickly replace them and put in new ones to see if they're going to work. So you don't want to spend 2, 3 weeks spending $50 a day on ads that aren't converting. That's the last thing you want to do, okay? And I'll promise you this. If you find the right ad creatives that land well, that communicate a strong message, you have enough case studies and social proof, testimonials that back what you do, and you send people to a strong converting landing page, you will get calls booked into your calendar. And you will get clients signing on to your agency with the right sales process as well. We learned this. We got a couple of these key elements into our business. And like I said, in 2020, we hit our very first 100K month. We went from, in May, we're doing 30K months. We implemented this funnel, scaled it up, increased our ad spend, spending around 5 to 10K a month. You can start off spending $50 a day with this ad strategy. It's $1,500 a month. And we were able to go in 4 months' time from May to September, 30K to 103K. And we've been at 7 figures ever since using this strategy. It changes from time to time, but this is the core foundation, the core format that I would love for you to take, implement into your business, and really just focus on setting up the right creative process so that you can ship enough creatives, feed the beast, find what works. And then when you find what works, crank it. Okay, scale the thing up, and that's what's really going to unlock some of those really cool examples that we showed you before of other members of ours adding an extra 20 to 30K a month in MRR, or bringing their businesses from 10 to 20K a month upwards of 6 figures per month, which is awesome. That's basically it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed today's session. It gave you some kind of insight. If at all you were interested in saying, hey, Cormac, I love what you guys are talking about, and there's a ton of other stuff that I'm having challenges with, please let us know. There's a link down below. You can just schedule in a 15-minute call with us, and we can talk to you about your business and understand what your problems are and challenges are, and we'll be able to see if we can help you out and talk to you about how exactly we do that within our programs and within our community. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.